According to Wikipedia, the mammalian target of rapamycin, which is also called the mTOR, it is also known as the mechanistic target of rapamycin, is a kinase that in human is encoded by the mTOR genes. mTOR activation is required for myofibril muscle protein synthesis and skeletal muscle hypertrophy in humans in response to both physical exercise and ingestion of certain amino acids or amino acid derivatives. Now, keto-opposed advocates argue that getting on keto reduces insulin growth-like factors and insulin, which are key anabolic hormones responsible to activate the mTOR pathway. While it's true that these hormones activate mTOR pathway that helps in protein synthesis, but pro-keto experts put this quite bluntly, that these anabolic hormones are not essential for the activation of mTOR. Just enough amino acids, especially leucine, which is one of the BCAAs, are sufficient enough to activate mTOR. Another myth that floats around is that carbs are necessary along with proteins post-workout to enhance recovery, replenish the glycogen stores, and aid in to maximize protein synthesis. There are many studies which state otherwise. Also, let me say this, it is not easy to deplete your glycogen stores. 500 gram both in liver and muscle equates to roughly 2000 calories. If a heavy weightlifter like me fasts overnight and then does a fasted intense 90-minute workout session, only then it may be possible to deplete the glycogen store. Only in this case, it's a good idea to use carbs to replenish my glycogen stores. And even then, it is not important to shuttle in the carbs within 30 minutes to 1 hour. The post-workout window of opportunity is much longer and it's close to 4 hours. So instead of going crazy and sipping 2:1 carb is to protein shake, which I honestly don't like, you need to have your whey protein with water. I personally prefer my whey as a smoothie made in milk as a snack, which is nice and creamy, including a lot of seeds and avocados, where it becomes a very high fat meal. So I simply have a nice meal with a mix of macronutrients within 2 hours of my workout instead of a whey protein shake. Now guys, you need to listen to your body. If you don't feel hungry after your workouts, don't drink your post-workout shakes. Your body, it means it does not require any nutrients and it's already in ketosis, and you should not interfere with its processes. You should only eat when you feel hungry. On the other hand, if you train fasted and if your training is pretty intense, and so it's best to consume 20 to 30 grams of whey protein post-workout to activate the mTOR pathway to trigger protein synthesis. Overall, if you need a good idea of what is important and what is not, I have provided a lecture from my Diploma in Supplement Dietary Advisor course, where Alan Aragon, who is one of the most influential and well-respected people in the field of nutrition science, explains the importance of calories, macro ratios, and nutrient timings using an analogy of a cupcake. It's very interesting. Please do watch that lecture now if you want to. Otherwise, you can finish this course and then you can watch that lecture later on. It is provided in the module titled Extra Reading. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you soon.